Welcome students again. Again we will start our new lecture here in the same topic, that is IO redirection and piping. So as you know that IO means input output, and we are discussing about the different type of redirection offered by the Linux system in our different purposes. And here let us discuss about some more file operations here. Now let us discuss about the $cat new file. Here we are giving a you know that cat, like many file reading programs, can read the standard input and a file input during the execution of the command. That means it can read the both the standard input and file input during the execution of the command. The standard method, also the one used by cat, that is the same, is to use a hyphen instead of a file name to stand for standard input. That means you can use an hyphen, just a hyphen, instead of giving the file name to indicate that you are referring to the standard input. Now here is an example we are giving, that how you can use the file. Suppose for example the file name is new file as the first input, and the standard input, here the keyboard, as a second input. So the file new file is will be act as the first input, and the standard input, that is the keyboard, as a second input. So first you have writing, suppose $cat new file. Notice we are giving the hyphen there. That means when I am referring to the standard input. So we are writing here, we shall plant some trees. Suppose this is a sentence. For example, this is a sentence, we shall plant some trees. We are writing this one. Then we are doing Control D to exit from the input mode, and then we are writing some other thing, that we are writing Linux is very robust. For example, suppose Linux is very robust. So here, as you can see, cat concatenated the two input. Cat concatenated the two input. So here the output will be, we shall plant some trees. Linux is very robust. So what does it mean? It actually means that first input, first part is, we shall plant some trees. This is the first part. Second part is, Linux is very robust. So first part is, we shall plant some trees, which is coming from the file new file. And second part is, Linux is very robust, that is coming from the second part, that is keyboard. So through keyboard we are entering this part, this sentence, Linux is very robust, and from the new file we are getting the part, we shall plant some trees. And later on you can see that this cat is actually concatenated both of the sentences coming from both type of the input. So now let us to the more file options, like go to the another examples. Here we are writing, suppose a command cat left arrow current file, right arrow new file. So here first part of the redirection, that is current file, arrow current file, that means left arrow current file, indicates that input is to be taken, the input is to be taken from the file current file. For that it is indicating here input will be current file. Input from, we have to take the input from the file named current file, for example. Then second part of the redirection, that is right arrow space new file, this part establishes that output is to be routed to the file new file. So the second part, that is right arrow space new file, establishes that output is to be routed to the file new file. The order in which, here the order is important, which order it is taking the input, that have to be understand. The order in which the two indirection operators are used doesn't matter. We could have obtained exactly the same effect even by saying $cat right arrow new file left arrow current file. So here uh, for some example, this is some other examples, that is what we are discussing now, that is cat. Here we are giving right arrow then new file left arrow current file. That is also given an example, that here the order in which the two indirection operator you are using, that actually does not matter. So here also if you write the command is that way, $cat right arrow new file left arrow current file, then also it will act in the same way by which it is acting.